boys and girls. This is Mrs. Sears, and you are going to be experiencing a virtual field trip to Humboldt State Park in California, and we'll be discussing the California redwoods. So I'm going to disappear down at the bottom, but I want to put my presentation up so you can get that in full screen. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you're going to be experiencing, what the park ranger is going to be talking about, and just to give you a little information prior to your virtual field trip. So here we go. I'm going to put this in presentation mode. The picture that you're seeing now, that is a picture looking up at a California redwood tree. So that's just to give you a glimpse inside what the speaker might be showing you during the trip. Now, what's cool is that we are located in Amherst, Ohio, and we are going to be talking live with somebody all the way in Humboldt State Park in California. So, where is California and where is Humboldt State Park? We're going to take a little adventure. So, I'm going to take you out of full screen. And if you already know where California is, bravo to you. But if you don't, I'm going to show you exactly where it is. So, I'm going to take us into Google Earth. And when we're in Google Earth, I have us in Amherst, Ohio right now. And if I zoom in a little bit in Amherst, Ohio, I get rid of this right here. But if I look into Amherst, Ohio, and I keep scrolling in and I keep scrolling in, this is right where we're located. You can see here's Marion L. Steele High School. Here's the Cleveland Clinic. Here's the highway right here. So Powers Elementary School is right about here. So here's Powers and here's the junior high. My office is at the junior high. This is where your school is. But now watch, here's Beaver Creek right here. So look how far, if I type in Humboldt State Park, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to type in Humboldt. Humboldt Redwood State Park. Here we go. Now watch, we're going to leave Amherst. We are going to travel all the way across the country to California. California sits all the way on the edge of America. So if I go back to my map here, my colorful map, here is where California is, this yellow section right here. And Humboldt State Park is right up here in Northern California. So that's where we're going to be focused on. So let me go back to Google Earth just to give you an idea. This picture that you see here, let me get rid of that. This is all of the giant redwoods that you see here. So if I move this map around, and feel free to use Google Earth. I think it's super, super cool. Now, when you're in Humboldt State Park, here's the Redwood Highway. You drive actually through the park. But if you ever wanted to, I'm going to move myself over a little bit. Do you see this little peg man here? If I select peg man, anywhere that I have the ability to go into the park, I just select blue. So if I wanted to move over here, anywhere you see like a blue dot, let's see what this is. I can actually drop peg man into the park and I can get a full experience of inside the redwoods. So here we are within the Redwood State Park or in California, and you can actually move all the way around to get a 360. And look, you can even camp in Humboldt State Park in California. And just to kind of give you an idea of how big these trees are, here's some people back here, but we'll do some comparisons. And the park rangers are going to do most of the information with you in regards to the California redwoods. Now, on our next slide, I want to talk about just the California Department of Parks and Recreation. I'm going to put this in presentation mode again, so I might disappear. But what you need to know is that the redwood forest ecosystem is one of the most ancient on the planet. And it's got a beautiful diversity of living and non-living, unique environment opportunities to explore. And what you're going to be focusing on in the presentation is the ecosystem within an ecosystem. So, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community made up of living and non-living things. Can you give me some example of living things? Great. Some living things could include birds or bugs or different animals that might call that tree home. So maybe a squirrel has a nest up in the tree. That would be the squirrel's ecosystem where that squirrel lives. What would some non-living things be that are on the redwood tree? Great, like moss, different plants that grow at the base of the tree. So within that tree, because the tree is so big, sometimes up to 378 feet tall, you can actually have an ecosystem within an ecosystem. Now, the reason why California is so great for redwoods is because of the humidity. With that coastal fog and that constant temperature in the California coast, it helps it be the perfect temperature for plants to grow and grow and grow and grow super, super big. So, your presentation is going to talk about this ecosystem within the ecosystem, how things live on the tree. It's so big that it can actually have multiple ecosystems within that tree. Now, when the park ranger's talking to you, you'll have an opportunity for questions. I want you to really think and make sure you're listening to the park ranger. And if you have a good question, jot it down maybe on a marker board or a whiteboard as the park ranger's talking. Because sometimes when people talk, it makes us want to ask more questions. Just like I'm probably talking now, and you probably have a lot of questions for me. So jot your question down, and at the end, there'll be an opportunity for you to ask questions at the park for the park ranger. Now, the park ranger, you'll know it's the park ranger because he's going to have an awesome looking hat. And your teacher will actually give you these two worksheets, PDFs. And the one on the right, it shows you in terms of how big a redwood tree is next to a giraffe and a human. Can you believe that that's how big redwood trees are? They're an amazing thing that we need to protect. Then you can do the little maze to get the pine cone out. And then you're going to circle the shortest object and underline the tallest object on that sheet. And the other one, my favorite, is sometimes when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a park ranger. So you can make yourself into a park ranger by coloring and identifying those different pictures. Now, before we go, I just want to take you back to Google Earth because, again, I think this is super cool. So I took my Pegman, I dropped him into this campsite. I got a full 360-degree view. Here's the trail over here. To get out of Pegman, I just click the back arrow here. It'll take me back out. Now we're in Earth mode. And now if you scroll around, if I click on Pegman again, and you look for those blue dots. So here's a blue dot. I just saw one. Where did it go? Maybe it disappeared on me. But if you see these blue dots, I can click on that blue dot. And anywhere you see blue, like even on the roadway, it'll actually drop you into an area and then you can see. So here's a car going off the trail and there's a picture going into it. But you can even get an idea if I scroll up. Look how big those redwood trees are. And I've heard a lot of people say it just doesn't do it justice on picture. It's like you have to be there. But just to give you a comparison, here's the car. Here's the car. There's a person. Now look up. Look how tall those redwood trees are. So high. So have a great time exploring Humboldt State Park in California. Please be good listeners for the park ranger when they come on. And I hope this was a great pre-visit and have a great time on your virtual field trip. I can't wait to go to California with you. Take care, everybody.